everyone, it's Jacqueline and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this easy, basic, and simple embroidery DIY home decor. But before we get into the video, don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get into the video. Basically, the stuff that you will need are the hoop, fabric, thread of your choice, and needle. And after placing the fabric inside of the hoop, we can now start the embroidery process. So this is actually my very first time making embroidery. So for the very first one was very experimental and I wanted to figure out how things work and be comfortable with the process. And this embroidery is this forest and hills. So the first step is to design and draw the pattern that you like, and this one is a very simple one because I wanted to try out the simple embroidery techniques first. And I tried so hard doing this in front of the camera, and as you can see, I kinda gave up. The first technique that I'll be doing right here is the backstitch, and as you can see right here in the very beginning, I did the forward stitch like I normally would. Then I skip a stitch length and then bring the needle through the back, but instead of running forward, I'm going to stitch backwards, hence the name backstitch. And I'm just going to continue doing that until I finish all of the embroidery. So as you can see, my first attempt was very messy and each length are not equal, but that's okay because this is basically my trial. So I'm just going to continue to follow the line that I've drawn earlier, and I'll use a lot of black color to fit the theme of my room instead of going with a colorful one. But you can always be creative and go for the colorful one if you're into that. As for the back side, I'm just going to secure the thread, then cut the edge of the thread once the line is finished. I'm going to repeat the same process and fast forward the clip so it won't be boring, but what I'm doing right here is making the mountains and the hills. So this is the last part of the mountains and this is the final look. Next, I'm adding a few details using the same techniques like the rocks and clouds with light brown and blue color to add a pop of color. So this is what we got so far, and next I'm going to show you how I created flowers using a French knot techniques, and this is how. So I bring up my needle here and I'm taking my needle, then pointing it away from my work and wrap around the thread twice or 3 times and then turn the needle back to where it came, and the whole time I'm making sure to hold my thread tightly. I know that it's very hard to explain it by words, but I hope you get it just by watching my video. And this is how it should look. And then I'm going to be adding more colors using lilac color. Last but not least are the trees, and I'm just going with a vertical straight line and then I'm adding some diagonal branches. Okay, so this is the final look. It's not perfect, but it is the perfect exercise that I need to be creating my next embroidery, which is the one that I'm very excited about, and I think it will turn out very good. And for this next one, I'll be creating mountain scenery and adding some shadows as well to achieve that 3D effect. I love how minimalist and simple this one is, and you would only need 2 colors of thread, which are the black and the yellow one for the sun. And now I'm just going to create the outline by using a pen and then start the stitching process. I started stitching from the other circle part that I've created, and I think adding a circle that works as a frame adds a very nice and fancy touch to the whole piece. part that I'll be stitching is the outline of the mountains, and I personally think that this is the most relaxing part of the whole process. It took me around 30 minutes to finish all of this, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Once I'm done with the mountains, I'm going to switch my needle into a yellow one and stitch a circle behind the mountains that's supposed to be a sunset. In order to create the shadow, I'm going to separate my needle by half so it will be less thick, and I'm going to stitch a straight line on the areas where I want the shadow to be. And that's pretty much it. These are the final look. I love the mountains with sunset so much, and I think it's not bad for a second timer like me. Let me know what you think on the comment section below, and don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!